Flamecast. This is Todd Platts.
This is Wes Swingley.
Yep, we got Wes again.
I almost forgot my name.
Tried getting Travis on, but it's like impossible since he joined the 501st. So, Travis. And Matt's kind of like just lost in space out there somewhere. So, you've been the go-to guy.
Awesome. Although I haven't been on here in a couple months, right?
Yeah, there hasn't been anything in a couple months. Yeah, I very nearly had a podcast with James Zachary a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and turns out that didn't happen. And then weekends have just been busy after that, so it's been whatever. So I thought, well, I better get one done here before it's like time to have another one. So
That's true.
yeah, well,
I think it's good timing given one of our guaranteed conversations coming up.
Yeah. Next week is going to be busy too because it's the 26th annual Todd Sci-Fi Party,
which I will probably not be attending.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured since I hadn't heard.
Yeah, this semester has been busy. I have a ridiculously crazy semester that I've gotten through some of the biggest hurdles of just a few of my graduate students finishing, and I'm coming up for tenure this semester, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll think about you as we're killing each other.
Gonna be playing more Star Wars.
We're actually doing the FASA Star Trek game this time.
Oh,
yeah,
very nice. Well, I'm glad I'm not coming then because I'm terrible at that game.
Oh, so is like a bunch of other people. So
yeah, but so is not Corey. That's the problem.
Well, that's just the evil that we have to put up with.
I think you give Corey a shuttlecraft and everybody else a capital ship and see how it plays out.
I still remember there was one time we played where I was teamed up with Travis, and I think Corey and Wade were on a team. I think it was Wade's like first time playing, and he goes and sends Wade in on a suicide mission. I mean, literally, throws his ship out right between Travis and myself and explodes. I'm like, how is that fair to Wade? Come on. And then, yeah, my ship was really messed up. Travis's was a little better condition. So I was pulling out like all this stuff to try to survive. I'm like, okay, the crew that's left on my ship, we're all beaming over to Travis's ship, so we still survive. And then when that ship started getting wrecked, I'm like, okay, I'm stealing one of your shuttlecraft. And then I flew off the board to survive. Like, God, the things I had to do on that game.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
But it was fun. Even though it was another Corey victory. But, yeah, we're gonna... Kind of depends on how many people we get, but it sounds like we might have enough to actually do possibly 3 games at the same time. And then...
Whoa.
I mean, we've done 2 games at the same time before and just split the board in half.
Mm-hmm.
And so people couldn't cross the center line of the board until they had actually won on their side. Then they could come into the other half of the map and join in on whoever's left over there. So
almost like a tournament bracket.
Right. So yeah, if we get 3 boards, that'll be something. So
that's interesting.
We'll have to see how that goes. And then, yeah, once people die, then it's like, we'll have some other games out there for them to
Well, in
to
all of
play.
my game, board game, video game, etc. playing, I have determined that I am terrible at tactics. I am good at strategy. I am terrible at tactics.
Uh,
So planning ahead, thinking 5 or 6 moves ahead is not for me.
yeah, and with I don't know, with this game, it's kind of iffy if you can really do that or not, because things change so quickly in this game.
I think predicting what people do is a big part of that game.
Yeah,
Knowing well, and also probably knowledge. I think maybe Corey is good because he knows the limitations of every ship and sort of the expected strategy for every ship. And if you know that, then you can predict what people are going to be doing a lot better.
yeah, and he's played with me so often that he knows what I try to do.
Right. That's the other problem.
He's like, "Oh, you've got a ship with this type of weaponry." He counters it with something, some other type of ship that can deal with what my tactics would probably be. Ah, crap. But,
Anyway,
anyways,
well, I
speaking
hope
of,
you guys have a lot of fun.
oh, speaking of Star Trek, we have been getting information here and there about the cast that they're going to do on this Star Trek Discovery.
That's old news.
I know some of it is old. Well, a lot of it is old. um, two of the notable names that came up were, oh shoot, the one
Michelle Yao was one of the first ones announced, right?
I can't remember which one that is. There's the one that's still on The Walking Dead yet.
Um, Not sure I know of that one. Who is it on The Walking Dead?
Um, Gosh, what's her name on there? I'm drawing a blank.
Good
She's the
job.
one that near the end was having a thing with Abraham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sasha.
Yes, Sasha.
That was the creepiest relationship ever. Yeah, she's good, and Michelle Yao is from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and
Okay.
stuff like that. She's classic.
And then we got James Frain is going to play Sarek, which
Yeah, yeah, I'd seen that.
yeah, people might not recognize the name, but if you watch Gotham at all, he played Theo Gallivan on Gotham, which I thought he did a pretty good job there. So
But the show is basically still in limbo of whenever, right? Coming out whenever.
yeah, pretty much. It's like I think the last thing I heard was might be pushed all the way back to what fall of this year, which would make it like a year behind and when it should have been out. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, we'll see. Hopefully,
what can I do?
hopefully that means they're doing it right. I'm worried that means they're just cobbling it together.
Yeah, yeah. We can only hope, I guess.
Yeah.
But one thing that did happen, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good thing, but the Axnar project
hmm
is going ahead again since they did actually settle in
Is it they're
court.
just releasing a few 10-minute episodes or something like that?
They're sticking to the two 15-minute
2 15 minute.
um, episodes. So the the original concept of being like a feature length, yeah, that's not going to happen,
Yeah, that's a lot shorter.
which really sucks, I think. But I mean, you take a look at Prelude to Axnar, and that was oh shoot, I can't even remember how long it was. It wasn't that long, and still it was dang good. So, yeah, it's kind of choppy here and there. It doesn't really tell a full story. So, if they can do that with these two 15-minute episodes, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see. But they seem to think they can do it. So.
Yeah, there's rumblings whether things will, quote unquote, leak out there since they have everything filmed, right?
Well, I don't think they filmed everything yet. I mean,
They have
they
more than
do have
half an
some
hour.
things filmed, but because there was the footage of Saval talking on Vulcan to another person. I can't remember who, but um, so yeah, some things have been done, but they were still working on a bridge set at the time that all of a sudden the lawsuit came out. So they haven't filmed anything on the bridge yet.
Oh, I see.
Um, so yeah, we'll see. I guess I'm glad I didn't contribute to the
Well,
film because
yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, where does this put all the backers? Who the
whoops.
the creator obviously is trying to do everything in their power to make this happen, and
Right.
Paramount is effectively giving the middle finger to all the backers.
Mm-hmm. But then on the other hand, we've got Star Trek Continues, which they said they're going to continue. So I think they're doing like 3 more episodes before the end of the year. And was it the next one that comes out? I actually got an email on this. Um, Next one that comes out is coming out or premiering at a convention. Um, where did it go? Yeah, April 2017. So we've only got a month to wait. Premiering in Dallas at just a Fan Expo Dallas, I guess, on April 1st. That's kind of suspicious.
That'd be great. That's
I
my
mean,
anniversary.
oh,
The
it's
very
also my
best day.
aunt's birthday too.
Yeah. I figured if you're ever, I'm bad at remembering dates to begin with. So why not pick a day that I'll never forget?
There you go. Yeah, I picked Matt's birthday,
That's kind of mean.
which is kind of funny because at the reception, when everyone was, Matt did the best man speech, and then I took the microphone, and I'm like, well, since it's Matt's birthday, I think everyone here should sing happy birthday to him. So I got a whole wedding party and everyone in the crowd singing happy birthday to Matt. I think he said something after the fact, like right after everyone got done singing. He's like, oh, "This is the biggest birthday party I think I've ever had."
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So Star Trek continues. That'd be episodes 8, 10, or 8. Let me start over. I have to see if I can count. 9, 10, and 11.
Nice.
Oh, God.
It's late on a weekend night. Brains are not working.
Well, because I'm looking at this email, and they also say something about episode 8.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Episode 8 will be the one coming out in Dallas, and then 9, 10, 11. So there's actually 4 this year.
Gotcha.
And those are like, 50-minute production, as long as an actual, Star Trek episode from the
Episode, yeah.
60s. So, and I don't know if you've gotten around to watching those yet, but you really should because they're awesome.
I have not.
Oh my god!
You know what I have, to change the subject a little bit, because I'm bad at keeping up on things in general, shows and stuff like that. I don't have very many shows that I can keep up on. I'm up to date except for yesterday, I guess, for Star Wars Rebels.
Ah. See, I haven't watched any of Rebels yet. Mainly
It's
because I don't have any cable or satellite network.
right.
So
I mean, if you've watched any of Clone Wars,
yeah, I
uh,
actually got through all of Clone Wars. So.
I have not, and it was. I've heard it's gotten better, or it got better in the later seasons, but
Yes.
man, the first two seasons are bad, so bad.
Yeah, it was tough to get through those.
I
Partially
haven't.
because they still treated it like a kid show,
Right,
and so you got the battle droids like joking around with each other and crap like that.
right.
Which I think that's what kind of turned me off on it right away.
Yeah, I'm like midway
So
through, not even midway through the second season on that, and I couldn't continue. Plus, they changed, as bad as Jar Jar Binks is, the voice actor changed, and the new guy is as bad as me doing a Jar Jar Binks impression. But Clone Wars, or Rebels is very good. Highly
okay.
recommended.
Yeah, I just gotta wait for that moment when it comes onto Netflix or something.
Yeah.
So,
It it feels like Rebels is trying a lot more to fit itself in, to fit the puzzle piece in with the Star Wars universe, whereas Clone Wars seemed like it's trying to do its own completely parallel independent thing.
okay.
So,
Hmm.
and again, that's just, having watched a season and a half of Clone Wars. But
Yeah.
I do highly recommend it.
Yep, that's on my list of things to watch.
Yes, I will put. What is a Continuum first episode called?
Star Trek continues, you mean?
A Continues?
Yeah, it continues.
I thought you said Continuum.
Nope. You would not find it. Actually, they're all on
Something came
Netflix.
up. There is something
Or,
called Star
not
Trek
Netflix.
Continuum.
Um, YouTube. They're all on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
So there is something called Star Trek Continuum.
it
If you
doesn't surprise me.
if you haven't seen what it is, you should track it down. Maybe it's worth watching. I have no idea.
Being I haven't heard about it until now,
It
I'm kind
must
of
be
leery.
amazing then.
Yeah. Well, cross that one off the list. Yeah, we got I don't know if you've been watching this at all, but I had totally forgotten that it was going to be on TV. But the show Powerless.
One of my good buddies, the buddy I went to Logan with yesterday, has watched a couple episodes, and he's still kind of unsure.
Yeah, I saw what 3 episodes. I got caught up. Um, I guess that was 2 weeks ago now, so I'm probably another 2 episodes behind. But I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to watch.
that was vaguely what he said.
I'm thinking it probably won't be picked up for next year.
Yeah.
It's like there's other shows I've watched that have been canceled in a year that have been better than this. Um, oh
Everybody's trying
shoot,
to hop on the superhero train, so
yeah. There was there was that one show. I think it was made by the same people that did The Office, called Outsourced.
I know the name.
Yeah, think they were only on for a season.
I think that's based on a movie. There's a pretty good
Right, right.
Indian movie called Outsourced, right?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
a good movie.
I'm pretty sure it's based on the movie.
Yeah.
Although I haven't seen the movie, so I can't attest to that, but I'm pretty sure it
Yeah,
is.
I think I remember seeing the trailers and thinking it looked a lot like the movie. So
Yeah.
everybody
Uh,
listening, go watch the movie. It's good.
yeah, the show was actually pretty good, and then yeah, one season and done and
I mean,
canceled, and I'm like,
that happens
ah,
so often.
yeah,
Good old Firefly. Can I get a good
oh
smooth
yeah,
transition to transition us to Logan?
oh yeah.
How many Easter eggs were hidden in that Deadpool
Ah,
uh,
that Deadpool 2 trailer.
trailer or whatever it was, teaser thing before Logan? It was
It,
just filled with Easter eggs. I was trying to catch all of them.
yeah, that was something. I totally was not expecting it because
Me neither.
really I had kept away from all the the gossip out there dealing with what the movie was about. So having the trailer in front or teaser rather was just really unexpected. But
Well, yeah, when it started with Ryan Reynolds, I just thought they were for some reason starting Logan with Deadpool. I thought
right.
that's an odd way to start the movie.
And then when you see the Logan poster in the background
Yeah,
and on the
and on the
marquee,
marquee.
I'm like, okay, yeah, this isn't quite right.
Well, and there were Firefly posters up in front of the theater as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if you watched it online, but there was actually a cameo by Stan Lee that got cut out.
Oh, really? Of course there was.
Yeah, because right when I think it was right when Deadpool came out of the phone booth and was going to walk over and kind of take a look at what was going on, Stan Lee goes and yells something at him, and and Deadpool's like, "Zip it, Stan Lee."
I I'm surprised that they got rights to the Superman song.
Yeah, I thought that too. I'm like, wow, that's like a DC thing, and they're using it in a Marvel thing.
Yeah, I wonder if
But that
that
was
cost a
good.
pretty penny.
Yeah. Yeah, John Williams was probably like, I could use extra money. Come on.
John Williams is probably like, well, I haven't seen any of your movies, so
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember hearing that last year, maybe. John Williams revealed that he had seen no Star Wars movies.
I think I did see that somewhere. Yeah. Which I don't know if I really believe that because
He sees
eh,
he
you
sees raw cuts when he composes, but not the proper movie.
yeah, I suppose you can say that. I mean, he's seen parts of the movie
Yeah,
or movies, but because he got a score to them, so
yeah. I think he just sees like a lot of the like individual scenes and timings. Because I've seen that monitor that he's looking at when he's composing, and it's
right.
really raw.
I suppose it would be.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't know the first thing about doing the composition.
Yeah, can't say that I do either.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So,
so
Logan.
Logan.
Logan was violent.
Oh, it was awesomely violent.
We've had violence conversations on your podcast before.
Yeah.
And I think my buddy that I went to the movie with made a good analogy or comparison that he said when I said I thought it was just a little too violent, he said it was kind of that Walking Dead level where it's just that one step too far.
Um. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Like
when you got X-23 coming out of that building with the guy's head and
yeah,
toss it at him, like, oh man.
that was the little girl was every time she went crazy on somebody, I was just crying my eyes out. It was so hilarious.
Like hilarious, good or
No,
hilarious
good.
bad?
Very no good. Like I'm sure a lot of it was CG. I don't know how much stunt work they had little, gymnast kids do, but I couldn't really tell.
No, no.
So No, it
Yeah,
was
when
great.
she was going after X-24 and just rah, rah,
Yeah. Well,
jabbing into him, it's like, holy crap.
her scream was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I understand why the violence is there, and I actually appreciate it because I've always, as everybody has, thought it's silly that, you know, Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles and especially and Wolverine from X-Men. Why do they even have sharp objects? Why have sharp objects if you're not going to do anything with them?
Right.
And yep,
Yeah.
they covered that.
Yes, they did.
But I don't know how spoilery do you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's only open this weekend, so we
Yeah.
probably shouldn't go into that stuff.
Not too spoilery, like nobody will probably care about this too much, but when the little girl does actually start talking, I think my buddy and I both agreed that I kind of liked it less when she was talking. She was better as like the silent, brooding nut job.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Um, which is kind of funny, the moment that Logan figures out that she can talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely had some profanity coming from Logan.
Well, and even better from Xavier.
Oh God,
My
yeah.
theater was like people in the audience were laughing out loud when he dropped like 3 or 4 f bombs in a row.
Oh yeah, same in my theater. That is great.
I think Patrick Stewart had to have had the best time ever playing that role.
Oh, I think so.
It looked like it was a blast.
Yeah, he looks like he was having fun.
But yeah, he was amazing. I think in general, my general take, and I'm curious on your opinion, was I liked the movie a lot. I liked the plot, the storyline a lot. The violence was a bit over the top, and I think it was just a little bit longer than it needed to be.
Yeah, I think I would actually agree with you on all points.
Yeah,
Um, the violence I could probably deal with, but I can see where it's maybe a little too much here and there. Um, but yeah, there was one part in there where I'm like, geez, I'm tired. And I'm like, don't fall asleep, because it was a
yeah.
slow point in the movie. I'm just like, ah. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly how you'd trim that down.
Well, it felt like they were kind of doing that on purpose, and you see that in movies a lot where they're trying to make the audience feel a tone, or they're trying to make the audience feel what the characters are feeling. This like
Right.
dragging out this trip, and they just showed a little bit too much of that. They showed a little bit too much time. I'm not sure that the Eric LaSalle family part really needed to be in there. I think if you cut that whole thing out, you save like 25 minutes of movie.
Yeah. Gosh, what actually was the runtime?
It had to have been about 2.5 hours. I didn't look online.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
Let's see.
Yeah, Chad is asking me beforehand. It's like, how long is the thing? Because he needed someone to watch after the boy.
2:15.
2:15. Yeah.
But that being said, like I don't judge movies for the actual like number of minutes that they are, but the number of minutes that it feels like, or feels like it should be.
Yeah.
And that one definitely had points where I was thinking like, man, this is taking its time.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Overall, I would give a thumbs up. I would buy the thing when it comes out on Blu-ray DVD.
I'm not sure I could rewatch it. It's kind of exhausting.
It is a little bit, but I want to place it up there with some of the better Marvel movies that have come out, though.
But like for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, you can just watch over and over and over.
Yeah,
Right? It's just
yeah,
kind of popcorn entertainment. this is in the, and I'm not calling it Schindler's List, but this is in the like the Beautiful Mind, Schindler's List sort of good movie, but you just watch it once every like 5 or 10 years sort of category for me.
Yeah.
I have to ask, and maybe you know better than I do. I need, I know I have seen The Wolverine. Is The Wolverine the movie that immediately precedes this?
Um, no, actually.
What,
Um,
where's all the backstory coming from?
let's see. From the Wolverine, it went through X-Men: Days of Future Past.
But that only part of it, right? Only the like the bit of the future part of it.
Hmm. Well, it's kind of hard to say because the stuff that had happened in Days of Future Past almost erases like
Right.
almost everything that
Last
came
Stand.
before it.
Yeah.
Yeah, X Men 2, Last Stand, um, Wolverine Origins, Wolverine.
Right. I
Because at the end of Wolverine, he's had all the adamantium stripped away from him, so
oh
he just
isn't
has
I couldn't
bones
remember.
for claws again. And at the post-credit scene for Wolverine is the moment where um, Xavier and Magneto come to Wolverine, and I think it's an airport, and they go and stop time and tell him, "Oh, we need you for
Right. I
to
do
do
know.
this," and so then that leads into
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
So I haven't seen Days in Future Past since I saw it in the theater, and so remind me, did all of this stuff with the past with Xavier especially, and the past with Xander, does that actually exist in a movie, or is this all just backstory?
Gosh, it's been kind of a while since I've seen it too.
Did you have that feeling when you were watching Logan? Like, I'm missing something I need to read up to see what I've missed?
um,
Because I felt that way with Caliban. I don't know if Caliban's been in any of the movies.
yeah, I definitely got the feeling with him. I'm like, okay, where does he come from? I'm not familiar with him. Um,
I love Stephen Merchant, by the way. I don't know if I love that character, but Stephen Merchant as an actor, comedian, I love.
mm, yeah, yeah, it's kind of tough to say, but
Yeah, I
it's kind of nice to go back now and look at some of the things that they had put out, or people talking about the movie now. Now I'll go and check all this stuff out. It's like, okay, where did this person come from? Yeah, oh, the doctor. I can't remember his name now.
what Xander,
Is that what it was? I
the
don't
really
think that
bad
was.
actor. I hate that actor.
Not the one with the gold tooth.
The yeah, but the old doctor, the overtan doctor.
Okay, yeah.
That's Xander. They said, and he must be what's his face's son,
Yeah, Striker.
Stryker's son.
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler? Sorry,
Not really.
I don't know if it's really a
It
spoiler.
really doesn't make a whole lot of difference in the movie or
No,
not, but
no, super disposable.
um, although just looking through the credits at the end of the movie, it's like okay, they named some of these people, and some of those people that they name actually are part of a group that is in the comics that kind of deal with actually under that doctor person as well,
Hmm.
dealing with mutants. And I'm not going to say how, but yeah.
Yeah, one of my other sort of complaints about the movie was uh, It seems to be a kind of trend lately. I'm not really keen on the random redneck villain,
Hmm.
like the super disposable redneck villain guy. I feel like that's kind of a Walking Dead thing too.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people in Walking Dead are right.
Yeah, I mean, I get that it's set in Georgia for the most part, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he annoying enough where you wanted to see bad things happen to him,
Right,
which is what they set out to do. So
sure, but I just don't have any connection with him as a character. He's following orders that are vague, and his motivations are vague, other than just wanting to be powerful and hurt people.
yeah,
It just doesn't really doesn't grab me.
yeah. Well, yeah. So that's what we think about Logan.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And then right after I went to Logan, I got talked into going to the Lego Batman movie.
I still haven't seen that. I want to see that and John Wick 2, and I just haven't had time to go to the theater.
Yeah, I never saw John Wick 1, so
John Wick is very good. Very,
you're
very
saying
good.
I should probably watch that sometime, huh?
You definitely should watch it. It is what it is. It has no, preconceived notions about it just being a revenge, you know, kicking butt movie. That's it.
Okay.
And that's great. It does a great job at that.
Well, Lego Batman was all right. A
Yeah,
lot of a lot of inside jokes, kind of if you know everything about Batman, including like previous incarnations of Batman,
right.
because they do jokes about some of the movie Batmans and their stories, and even goes back to Batman '66, and you get some of that thrown in there. And there's one part in there where the rest of the Justice League shows up on screen, and Superman's having this party, and he invited all of the Super Friends over, and but not Batman. So Batman kind of shows up and he's like, okay, I suppose you can join. And but yeah, you see some of the, if you remember anything about the old Super Friends cartoon, there's
It's been a long
let's see,
time.
Apache Chief. When he would grow from like normal size to a giant size. Um, there was, oh shoot, what was that guy's name? He was that tornado guy, the Asian tornado guy.
No, I don't remember.
Ah, it's gonna bug me now. Ah.
Just Google Asian tornado. That's bound to end well.
Let's see, Super Friends.
You're cheating. I want to know what Asian tornado turned up. Um, yeah, I've heard that Lego Batman, the only big criticism is that it can be kind of exhausting in terms of just constant stream of references.
That's it. They just call him Samurai.
Cute.
What a disappointment.
And it being, the 80s, that means he probably has a combination of Chinese and Japanese themes, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Go and look up Super Friends Samurai for just the images, and it's like, uh, but
I not necessarily the 80s, but I watched the Outlaw Josie Wales the other day, and so many of the Native Americans are just white dudes in brown face paint. It's
oh
so bad.
yeah. Oh, that's another group they had on there because Superman had a DJ booth.
Mhm.
And running the DJ booth was what was his name? Like Wonder Mutt or something like that. He was like pre Zan and Jaina and Gleek. It was Wendy Marvin and Wonder Mutt, I think it was. But yeah, Wonder Mutt was running the DJ booth. But yeah, they did have Zan and Jaina and Gleek on there. I'm like, no way!
This samurai guy looks like a genie.
Yeah, he
He's
kind of does.
he looks like he's wearing a Middle Eastern genie wig sort of thing. Oh
Uh,
man.
yeah, I don't think I ever saw him portrayed in the comics. The Justice League America comics. So I'm guessing that he and Apache Chief were mainly generated to create diversity
Of course.
for the Super Friends show.
Wow, Super Friends ran for 13 years. That's impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're gonna go see that, it was a fun watch.
Yeah, I
But
kind of missed the boat. I need to get on it.
um, yeah, what else do we got here? Of course, everyone's heard by now that word is out. You know, trying to guess the next Doctor Who, who's going to be the Doctor next, because Capaldi's calling it quits. And that's probably the worst thing about being a Doctor Who fan is listening to all the predictions that people are making.
Can I just vote that they stop making Doctor Who?
No. But and I really dislike that there's people out there that want to switch the genders of the character.
Right.
Because really, that seems like a gimmick rather than
And then everybody
a
else just
legitimate
accuse them
change.
from copying Captain Marvel and Thor and all of that sort of stuff.
Well, they tried that with Ghostbusters too. How'd that
Yeah.
turn out?
Well, it had nothing to do with them being female. I think it had everything to do with it just being a crappy movie.
Yeah, I still have not seen the thing. So.
We've watched it. It's fine. It's not a good movie, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of hoping they come in with another unknown instead of. I mean, I've heard there's the guy that played Q in the last couple of James Bond movies, which actually I wouldn't mind him.
John Cleese was playing.
Well, it was after John Cleese because
He wasn't playing Q. He
let's
was
see.
playing some other character that did the same thing.
Well, Cleese was Q.
Was he actually Q?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, he
because
was.
they had another guy in there that was not actually Q.
Um. Yeah, the last couple of movies, because they're kind of like prequels,
Hmm.
it's supposed to be like a young Q. And I want to say that maybe they called him something else until the
Oh,
end of the last movie, and then they called him Q because
yeah,
he got promoted. Because I think he was just kind of like a. Gosh, it's been so long since I've seen
I
those
know who
now.
you're talking about too. Oh, Ben Whishaw. I couldn't have dug that name out of anywhere in my
Yeah,
head.
yeah. He wouldn't be too bad, but
I mean,
well,
there's
people are saying like, how what's her name, Tilda.
Tilda
Um,
Swinton.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
gross.
like,
Like
no,
I'm fine with Tilda Swinton, but her
not as
attempts
Doctor
at
Who.
anything sort
No.
of comedic are not great.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good because I mean, the Doctor is a really eccentric, funny type guy. So,
Yeah, I would rather go
uh,
with what is the let me pull up her name. Uh, there's no reason, especially for Doctor Who, of all characters. Like Thor doing gender switching is just a gimmick, and that's stupid. But Doctor Who, there's no reason it couldn't be a woman, right?
Uh, I mean, if people really want a female Time Lord, they could totally just have another character.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that.
Because, I mean, you look at the one season that you had the Doctor and Romana working side by side. And it's like, why can't they do something like that again?
Yeah, that's always been. They've talked about doing a gender swap on James Bond, right? That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
conversation right now, and I have the same thing there. I mean, James Bond, again, changing the actual James Bond character to a different gender is silly. I mean, just make it a 009 or 005 or 002 or whatever.
Right, right.
The for a female Doctor Who, I was thinking Toni Collette or Toni Collette, however you say her name. Do you know her?
Nope.
Look her up. You'll know probably who she is. She's been in About a Boy. What's she known for here? She's the mom in The Sixth Sense and Little Miss
Uh,
Sunshine.
yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen anything that she's been in.
Well, you need to broaden your mind, son.
Yeah.
She's Australian, but she's she very often plays British, as often happens. But she's just the
Oh,
right amount of
she
quirky.
was in Fright Night.
There
She
you
must
go.
have been the mother in Fright Night.
Yeah, she's been in. She's one of these people, like a character actor, that's just kind of been in everything. But she's very good.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that I would have watched.
About a Boy is a very good movie. You should see that. As far as those types of movies go.
Huh. Okay.
But anyway, on a similar note, you mentioned Tilda Swinton, and I did finally watch Doctor Strange.
Ah. So what did you think about Doctor Strange?
It's fine. I, it's not bad. I could do without all of the city folding. I think all of the city folding stuff was just garbage.
Eh.
Most of it was useless. Like the scene where they're chasing each other through it, that's fine if you want to make it kind of an interesting chase scene. But the parts where they're fighting and like moving the city away it didn't really do anything for me. But on the other hand, the reversing time scene at the end, sorry,
Yeah.
I can
Yep.
spoil it. It's an old movie. That was
Yep.
amazing. I love the concept of that.
Yep. That was kind of nice. I did pick it up on Blu-ray the first day it came out,
Yeah.
which was just this past Tuesday. But um, yeah, because I saw it in the theater, what, 4 times?
Yeah.
It was 4 times.
I
So
Benedict Cumberbatch's English or American accent was not amazing. That was distracting at times.
I think for me it was. Might have talked about this early on another podcast, but um, yeah, early on in the movie when he starts talking, yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop there. But after that initial kind of shock, I didn't even think about it again for the rest of the movie.
It's funny, I stopped thinking about it, but then it showed up again at the end. It was bugging me again.
Really?
And a lot of these movies they shoot out of order, and so I was wondering if maybe
Hmm.
a lot of the end sequences they had shot early on, and he was just kind of doing uh, the Hans Gruber like American accent from Die Hard, like, oh, why I like talking like this.
Oh
It was
God.
so awful. Um,
Yeah, that was not one of his finest moments there.
yeah, But
Be the whiny hostage.
the one thing that so I think to partly to time it with the DVD release, but Honest Trailers made a Doctor Strange Honest Trailer that's pretty good.
Hmm.
And in that Honest Trailer, they said something that I actually said while I was watching the movie. When the cape first shows up, I was like, "Man, it's just the carpet from Aladdin."
Yeah. I saw something else about that too. Where, yeah,
Yeah,
it's got a mind of its own, and yeah.
it was funny, but then it was a little bit too uh, sort of cartoony.
I think I would have been totally fine with it, except there was that one part where it's trying to wipe the tear from his eye, and he's like, "Stop!"
Yeah, yeah,
That kind of pushed it over the edge a little bit. But yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise, I think it was all right.
Right.
All right. Yeah, and speaking of movies, we finally have a title for Star Wars, which that's
Yeah,
old news now. But
that is old news. Old enough that I forgot. What is it? The Last Jedi?
yeah, which I was thinking, it's plural. It's
Right.
it's meaning more than one Jedi, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
when they
everybody's
started
thinking.
making their announcements in other countries, yeah, the way that the languages go,
Right.
yeah, it's plural over there, so it's a plural Jedi.
Well, and yeah, I don't quite know what to make of it. I guess the idea is I don't know. Like I'm fine with Luke being phased out if we're gonna, call him being one of the last. But then what does that mean about Rey? Does that mean she's doing something else?
Well,
Um,
no, it's going to be at least what I think. Those two are the last, between them two.
well,
Because really, who else do you have? Because it really seems like Leia was never
Poe's a
trained.
Jedi.
Nah, he's just a good pilot. But yeah, Leia was. It looks like she was never trained.
Right.
So if you're gonna have plural, unless they introduce someone else into the movie,
You know who it is?
um, Lando's son.
No, Kylo. Kylo is in there.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that in the second one though.
I don't I don't think they would do it in the second one. Actually, no, I think they do. So my prediction has always been that at the end of the second movie is when they convert Kylo Ren, and the third movie he's working with them to go against whatever what are they the Knights of Ren.
Well, I thought Snoke had said that he was the last of the Knights of Ren.
Okay, maybe then it's against Snoke in the third movie.
Yeah.
My character arc, my prediction has always been that Kylo Ren would get converted in the second movie. So
Hmm. Yeah,
I
we'll see.
I also think as in terms of meaningfulness, Star Wars titles have been about the worst. Like A New Hope, I think that's okay, but that was ad hoc or that was post hoc, right? A New Hope wasn't
Yeah, that
even
was
in there until later.
right. Right.
Um, Empire Strikes Back, that's probably good.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, not so much.
Um. Well, it's better than Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean they're both like you could
Re-
argue he's a Jedi in the second movie.
mm, nah, not too much yet.
I don't know.
But
I think that's a garbage title, and then the prequels, they're just all terrible.
which I went and sat down and watched all the prequels a few weekends ago.
Hmm.
I actually watched all the movies, and really the the prequels really aren't as bad as people think that they are.
The one for me that holds up the best of all three of the prequels is the one that people pick on the most, probably. I think Phantom Menace is probably the one that I can watch without pain. Because I did the same thing about a year ago. I rewatched all of them, and the thing that saves Phantom Menace, and the reason like it always leaves a good taste in your mouth, is that the very end of the movie is amazing. Right? That duel with Darth Maul,
Yeah.
or the
I
I guess not a duel, but
well, I remember sitting there watching it in the theater, and after Qui-Gon is, jabbed through the
spoiler
chest.
alert.
Oh yeah. 18 years later. Um, so Obi-Wan's trapped back there. He can't reach him. And then when that laser door opens up and he comes at Darth Maul
Mhm.
and they go at it, I said in the theater, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
I was totally amazed because that was the best lightsaber duel you'd ever seen up to that point.
I get chills every time, especially when they're sitting there staring at each other and pacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great scene, and every time I think of the movie, that's what I think about. So the movie is a little bit better in my mind just because of that.
And yeah, people say that, you know, Darth Maul was a really cool villain that got killed way too early.
Okay, so kind of a spoiler alert: Darth Maul is not dead.
Right, right. Because if you watch any of Clone Wars, you know that he's not quite dead yet.
And he's in Rebels a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phantom Menace has Captain Panaka, who's probably one of the worst actors in the prequels, and that is saying a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, that guy's bad.
Yeah. Captain Panic. Because really, all you see him do in the Phantom Menace is panicking about. He's such a pessimist.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Everything
like,
is going
this
wrong.
guy again. Just ignore him.
And then I'm trying to think, like, rewatching the second and third movies. The second one is the one I thought I was okay with when they came out, and I think that was the one that disappointed me the most in rewatching it.
Hmm.
It was just kind of boring. All of that Anakin Padme stuff is just takes so long.
Yeah, but I mean, it almost needs to be there, though.
Most of it's borderline rapey. I don't even know if I would call it borderline.
Uh,
He's creepy.
I don't know. But yeah,
But
people. I mean, yeah, it's been the kind of a general consensus that people didn't like his acting and stuff, and I'm like, he was supposed to act like a teenager would, and I think he succeeded at that. Acting like a teenager.
well, I've never necessarily blamed Hayden Christensen. He's not a great actor to begin with, but it's the director's fault. I've seen amazing actors, well-known amazing actors act terribly in movies, and that's because the director says, "Okay, cut. That's good enough. That's the one we're using."
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. I, and also the script. I mean, obviously, you can't act your way through some of that dialogue.
Yeah.
They need to do it. They need to redo everything with Shakespearean stage actors acting the dialogue. The speaking of which, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but there exists on YouTube a English dub of a Chinese subtitled Star Wars. I think Episode 3. And it is amazing because, of course, the Chinese subtitles are just terrible, like Google Translate terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And then having English actors voice those terrible lines is just, it makes a movie so much better. Like in that Is it the third movie that has the big fight scene with the Trade Federation ships with Anakin and Obi-Wan and all of those little like whatever those razor droids are like hopping on their ships and trying to cut them
Yep,
up?
yep. That's the third one.
So that scene is amazing, and there's something attacking Obi-Wan, and his line is like, "It's coming in my behind."
Oh boy.
There are just a million gems like that. So I highly recommend it. If it's still, I hope it's still up on YouTube. In fact, I had it bookmarked, so I can probably see if it's still up on YouTube.
Hmm.
I didn't know if it would get killed, if LucasArts would kill it, but
Yeah, you never know.
it makes the movies worth watching for sure.
Huh.
Star Wars: The Third Gathers, Backstroke of the West.
Oh God.
Yep, it's still up. Star
Oh,
Wars: The Third Gathers, Backstroke of the West.
okay, yeah, you're gonna have to send me that link.
It is so good.
Actually, I can probably Google it.
This link may have a timestamp in it. I'm not sure because I'm at some random point in the movie.
Star Wars Backstroke of the West. There we go. Star Wars: The Third Gathers, the Backstroke of the God.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Well, on that note, I know you haven't done any of the proper commercials and things for this episode, but
Oh yeah, we should throw in a commercial.
Wes, Vader TIE Fighter! On patrol! They got my solar panels!
From the Star Wars collection, batteries not included. And when you see the Star Wars movie at participating theaters, you get Kenner's Cash Refund Booklet, good for refund coupons from 50 cents up to $2 each on 14 different Star Wars toys. Offer expires December 31st, 1979. Void where prohibited. Booklet has details. Star Wars Darth Vader TIE Fighter. New from Kenner.
And we're back.
that was quick.
Um, yeah, in the since this podcast was like, I wouldn't say like a total last minute thing, but I thought I had something lined up for doing a fan film of the month.
Well, we can call Star Wars: The Third Gathers, Backstroke of the West as our fan film of the month.
Is it truly a fan film?
Well, it's a fan dub, right?
Okay, well, yeah, I guess that would maybe qualify.
All of like voice actors dubbed all of that.
Okay.
I don't know who did this, but that is impressive.
All right.
And they did it without laughing out loud, which they
Amazing.
deserve credit.
All right. Yeah, and keeping up to date with Kevin Smith. Yeah, there was a post not too long ago, maybe a week ago, where he kind of explained where things were with, because what was it, 3 years ago he announced that okay, we're gonna do a Clerks 3.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen. Not gonna happen. Was
It's
gonna
not
do
like any of the actors have anything better to do.
yeah. There was going to be Mallrats 2 then.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became Mallrats 2 the series, and there was too many, what was it? Universal was being kind of a pain in that one.
It's not like Jason Lee has anything better to do. What is Jason Lee doing?
So that one guy may be making another Chipmunk movie.
Oh god, don't say that.
So yeah, Mallrats 2 got shot down. So the thing that he does have the rights to, Kevin, I mean, is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So he is doing Jay and Silent Bob reboot. And it's not, I know there was speculation that when he announced it that, oh, they're rebooting, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back or whatever. No, not really. you're still getting Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith as Jay and Silent Bob. They're going back to Hollywood again to stop a reboot of the Chronic
Blunt
and
Man
Blunt
Chronic
Man
series.
movie, which they stopped the first time around back in 2001.
Nice.
So this time they're stopping the reboot.
So are they going to
that's
get?
where the reboot comes in.
Are they going to get Mark Hamill in there again? They
Oh,
better.
that would be awesome. He hasn't said exactly who's going to be in the film, other than Jay and Silent Bob are. But
Again, Mark Hamill doesn't have anything better to do.
well,
No, I shouldn't say that. Mark Hamill will always do a nerd project. That's the reality.
Yeah.
Hollywood's greatest nerd, Mark Hamill.
I don't know if you ever saw Jason Mewes' animated Jay and Silent Bob movie. It's the super groovy cartoon movie.
A movie? No, I've seen some of the animated show, but
No, this was
the
a
Clerks animated.
animated movie that came out maybe a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, and I had seen it on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there or not, but they were gonna have Mark Hamill reprise his role as Cockknocker, and for some reason or another, Mark never got back to them saying that he would do it, so they ended up replacing his voice with Tara Strong. Yeah.
All right, that's a
And,
good
like,
replacement.
Go figure. But they kind of make fun of it in the movie.
Right.
So. But,
Well, that's interesting. By the way, I was just seeing what Jason Lee is up to, and the answer is absolutely nothing. The only thing that is on his credits for this year or later is Mallrats, the TV series.
Yeah, and that's not happening now, so.
Yeah. So Jason Lee, call us up. What are you up
I
to?
like the stuff he's been in, though.
I love Jason Lee.
Yeah, Jason Lee's cool.
Have you seen? I can't remember if we talked about this, but a classically underrated bad movie that I love, Big Trouble.
I still have not seen that. I've got it written down, but I haven't seen
I
it.
figured we've talked about it before. He's pretty amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
A
In
lot
fact,
of random people before they were really well known. I mean, Jason Lee was kind of well known, but Sofia Vergara was not very well known at that time, and Zooey Deschanel was not very well known at that time.
well, that's kind of like when Mallrats came out. That's like a lot of those people were just unheard of names.
Had
Shannon Doherty was on 90210, but
and what's her face? Joey Lauren Adams had already been in a few things as well, and she was just that one brief scene that all teenage boys remember.
well, she was in a few scenes in that.
Yeah, the dressing room scene though is what I'm talking
Yeah, there's that.
about. But what's his face? Why it's my brain. I remember his name in the movie, but not his real name. How pathetic is that? Ashley in the movie.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. How much had he been in at that point?
I don't think not that much.
Yeah.
He was kind of fresh there at the time. But yeah, then Jason Lee. Jason Lee, I think that had to have been like one of his first movies.
Mallrats predates Chasing Amy, right?
Right. Because I think he was just like a professional skateboardist before that.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you know what big thing? I just looked it up, and one big thing Ben Affleck had been in before that. Can you think of it?
nope.
Dazed and Confused.
Oh, okay.
That's the big one.
No, I still have not seen that movie.
Oh yeah. He
But it
basically.
seems like didn't they get a few actors from that one?
I'm not sure, but he basically plays the same character. Like he's just a big d-bag.
Big asshole.
Yeah, Joey Lauren Adams is in that. Who else? Maybe just those two. Oh man, Cole Hauser. I can't. He's a terrible actor.
I gotta look up the cast. Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey has one of the best lines in movie history in that movie. He is this creepy guy who just hangs around the high school even though he graduated. And he's like, you know the good thing about high school girls? I keep getting older and they just stay the same age.
Gosh.
I'm misquoting, of course, but... Yeah. It's a decent movie. I don't know that if you watched it now, I don't know that it would connect that much because it's really, really aimed at teenagers and college students.
Yeah, I suppose.
The only reason people of our age enjoy it is because they were in the target age range when it came out. Actually, you may have been a bit too old for it. I was kind of on that borderline.
I don't know. It came out in '93. I was still in college then.
Yeah, I don't know if you would have liked it as a college student if you saw it then. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I was right in the target age range.
I think at that point, if it wasn't Star Trek, I probably wasn't seeing it. I didn't go to too many movies back at that point, so.
Yeah.
And then I was working evenings, so it was kind of rough to try to get to anything.
I can see that.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
I think we've reached an hour and 10 minutes now. So
I got some cats to feed. Otherwise, it's just going to be increasingly more and more meows on the microphone.
yeah.
Right, loudmouth cat. He's holding it in.
Yeah.
I don't know
Almost
how
kind of
much you're gonna
surprised I haven't had any dogs barking.
Yeah. But it's good talking to you. Enjoy your party.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm too lazy to come. I have the time. I'm just too lazy. If you held it in Chicago, then I would go.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Going on the road. Official sci-fi party going on the road.
Although, I was gonna talk to you about this. I am going on the road this fall, like the last week in October, or like around the last weekend in October.
Mm-hmm.
Because my niece is getting married that Friday, so it's like the 27th. And it kind of sounds like I might be going this alone. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could, I'd be staying at Matt's house for around the wedding time because it's like, 30 minutes away or so. But actually, on the way out there and on the way back, I'm like, well, I could stop and see Travis, go down there, spend a day or two, go over and see Wes, spend a day or two. So,
for sure.
If you were available at that time, I was going to run that by you.
For sure. Should schedule it off recording, probably.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you want to pause and cut this out.
We don't have to cut that out.
All right. Everybody gets to hear Todd's plans. Now you know exactly when to stalk Todd.
Yeah.
Follow him.
This will be an opportunity to do a live face-to-face podcast.
Oh, that would be weird. That would just be awkward.
We just have to bring my computer or my tablet, and we'll just have to be in separate rooms and pretend we're like hundreds of miles away like we are.
Yep. Just be in different rooms at my house.
Yeah. All right, then.
That's great.
I think we'll call this a podcast. So,
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
all right. Yep. You are welcome. Thanks for being on. And for Flaming Death Productions and Flamecast, I guess this has been Flamecast.
That it was.
So, yep.
Up in flames.
Again, this is Todd Blitz.
And it was a long time ago West Swingley, but it has ceased to be West Swingley for a while, I think.
That's a wrap. I had to pause and think, my God, it's been so long. How do I end this thing?
Yeah.
Christ.